stop my video so they can't. All right. Welcome, 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 everybody. Hey, hey, hey. So, we are going to talk Mindset Matters today. We are talking Mindset Matters. And I hope you guys are ready for this because I'm ready for this. We have a special guest who's going to share her story. But before we get started, what I want to do is share some tips with you guys so that way you can get moving in your 2024. And I also want to show you guys how you can use your AI art and affirmations to be able to let people know that you are creating art, right? So what I'm going to go ahead and do is share my screen over here on Canva. So yes, I am in Canva, and you guys know I like to give classes on this type of stuff that I do. So I created the art in DALL-E. I created the setups here in Canva. All right. So let's go ahead and let's get that set up. So I'm going to push play. So I'm giving you guys 4 tips on how to deal with the fear of failure. All right. 4 tips on how to deal with the fear of failure. And then Carol Brown and I are going to have a conversation with you guys about how she's able to move in her business with her truth, her life. All right. So fear of failure can hold us back, but we can move through it and achieve success. Let's do this. Let's do this instead. Fear of failure can hold us back, but we can move through it and achieve success with the right mindset. Here are 4 tips and inspirational quotes to stay motivated. So I never lose. I either win or I learn. Bottom line, period. All right. Bottom line, period. I never lose. I either win or I learn. This is Nelson Mandela. The next one, it doesn't matter how slowly you go as long as you don't stop. When you stop is when you run into failure. That is your only fail. That's the only failure you're going to have is when you stop. All right. It's impossible to live without failing sometimes, right? At something, unless you live so cautiously that you might as well have not lived at all. All right. And you gain strength, courage, and confidence by every experience in which you stop to look fear in the face. So, fear of failure, in order to be able to deal with it not holding you back, keep those 4 tips in mind. Again, you never lose, you only win or you learn. It doesn't matter how slow you go as long as you don't give up on yourself. It's impossible to live without failing. We all are going to fail at some point in time because we're human and it's part of your human experience. All right. And then you gain strength, courage, and confidence by every experience in which you stop to look fear in the face. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and stop the share and I am going to screen, let's see here, spotlight our guest today, who's Carol Brown. So let me do me. And I'm going to say, welcome, 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 Carol. And I just want to have a conversation with you. We're just going to have a plain old conversation. Ain't nothing. We're just going to talk. That's all we're going to do is talk.
About to jump out of my chest.
That's all right. That's all right. That's all right. right? So we're going to do this thing even if we have fear, even if we have fear, right? And we talked about this yesterday, right? So before we get started, I'm going to go ahead and say, hey, 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 welcome, welcome, welcome. This is Misha again, and this is Carol Brown. So Carol, tell us something about yourself.
Well, I don't even know where to start. I came to this class and I had seen Misha posting about AI, and I've been in the creative world for years. I used to do T-shirts and mugs and all different types of products, and I had gotten to a point where I wasn't able to do it anymore.
We're kind of losing you with your headphones.
Okay, well maybe I need to take this off.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, I can't.
You can't hear us?
Try it again. Can you hear me?
Yes. Can you hear me in your headphones?
And I can hear you without it now.
Perfect. Now we can hear you really well.
Okay, I'm gonna put it down a little bit because I'm in a separate room, but I'm not by myself. And because of the nature of the conversations, I didn't want other people to hear when other people are speaking. But like I was saying, I've been in the creative world for quite a while. And I had heard about Misha, I heard her talking about AI, and I wasn't quite sure what AI was. But when I started seeing her talk also about the mindset, and I started attending I think it was the mindset classes first that I started attending, and I started listening to her more, learning more about what she was talking about with the AI, and it kind of opened up some doors for me. I came here today and I thought I was going to sit down and say, hey, I had a win this week, and my win was I got my essay page up and open, and I think it's 3 prompt guides on there. And for me, that is huge. And after I'm sitting here now and I'm thinking, I think that my win is that I'm here today, right now, in this space. Anybody that knows me knows that I'm not going to speak out in public like this. But you all have fed into me so much and motivated me in this space so much that I feel like I owe it to you all to tell you all how you have helped me. The win, I said, well, getting the pages, the essay page done is huge for me because I am a stroke survivor times 2. As you can see, I can move. I have my motor skills and everything, but cognitively, it has had some effect on me where I don't think as clearly and I can't learn as quickly as I used to. It takes me a long time sometimes to pick up on things. And I used to be, I must correct myself because I'm working on that. I am a smart girl. And I didn't tell Misha, but I have a degree in nursing. And I also have a bachelor's degree in business management and information systems. So it was easy for me before the stroke to pick up on things and learn things. And I lost all confidence in myself and my abilities afterwards because I didn't feel like I could learn. And I was struggling. And so as I learned more about the AI space, and then I was attending your mindsets, my whole thought process started to change. I'm like, I can do this. And I said, at least try. Something was just telling me, just try, just try. And the more you would do the mindsets, the more I started coming to all of them. And I started listening to the stories of other people that were here and that were attending. And I'm listening to your stories, and you all are talking because I think sometimes we talk because we need to be heard, but you don't realize the power and the stories that you're telling and how they're affecting other people, because it was literally changing me. It was, when you say mindset, oh gosh, it literally changed the way I was thinking. I'm like, if they're going through this, first of all, who am I to sit down here and talk about what my struggles are and feel bad for myself when I see somebody else going through something too? You know, I'm a caregiver. I've always been a caregiver. And that's a whole nother story. I was talking to Misha about it yesterday. You know, how I can't, my father's no longer here, but I was taking care of him. My mom lives with me. And I say taking care of her, but sometimes I think she takes care of me. But your stories motivate me and they push me. And it made me want to do more and to pour more into myself. And I started changing the way I was thinking. And I was listening to what you guys were saying, and I was listening to what Misha was saying. And one of the most important things that you said, Misha, you came on here one day and you weren't feeling well. And it was something, I think it was something with your voice. I don't know if you had a cold or, but your throat was sore. And you said, no excuses, no excuses. I brought my book in because that day I wrote it down. And I have it on pieces of paper stuck on my walls throughout my house, because I have to keep telling myself, no excuses. You can do this. It doesn't matter how long it takes. It does not matter. When I signed up for the course, I didn't know, when you first said something about the class, I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to get the money, but I need to learn this, because sometimes you have to think, I can't, not that I can't afford it, but how can I afford it? Because I started to realize that in order for my life to change, and for my circumstances to change, I was the one responsible for being able to change it. And it wasn't going to change unless I started changing some things myself. And so I told you I had a story about how I paid for it. So we took the credit card, paid for it with the credit card. And then I paid a couple of other bills with the credit card. Because what I did is I figured out that you all got to be creative when you pay for the stuff. So I figured out that when you start paying for stuff, you get those, what do you call? I can't think. The credits. What do they call?
The points.
The
You get
points.
Yeah.
You get points back. So I said, okay, if I start paying all of my bills on my credit card, I'll get the points. And I just take the money from my bills and put it back on the credit card. And those points, I can get the cash back eventually that I have spent on the class to pay for the class. And that's what I did. And when I got to the class, I sat in, and even just learning. I mean, for some people, sitting down making a prompt is easy, and it was not for me. And I literally would stay up all night, all day, all night, working on trying to learn how to put prompts together. And then I'm listening to Misha, and she's saying, you know, the trainings between what she's teaching, and she's telling us how to use the chat GPT to use these, to make these prompts and stuff. And it took me a while, but I was able to figure it out. And so excuse me, I'm learning that it does not matter where you are or what you're going through, how long it's going to take you. You have just got to change your mindset to say, I want to do this, to I'm going to do this. You have to want it. You know, I want it not just because I need it for the finances. I mean, my medication is almost $3,000 a month. So I need it for the finances. I need to retire my husband. But I need it more for me. I need to be able to know that I can do this, that I can do anything that I put my mind to. And it is teaching me this. We sat down yesterday. You helped me to go back through the page, and we got the page up. I felt so good. But this morning, oh gosh, I woke up and I felt like I was on fire. I'm not kidding. Just for getting the page up, It's something that I've been wanting to do. And I'm going to tell you, and I didn't get it finished until right before my one-on-one with Misha yesterday. But I said, I refuse. I meant I was not going to go into this meeting and not have some things done. And I would stay up all day, all night, and just figuring out how to get it done. And I did it. And when you can take those small things and accomplish them, that's just the first step. It motivates you to let you know that there are so many other things that you can do. So I just wanted to first come on and say thank you all for all of the stories that you all have shared with me, because each and every one of them have motivated me. I listened to you guys. I think Hatiana, one day she spoke. That next morning I got up and I was still thinking about her. And I sent her a little message. You don't realize the power in your stories and in your voices. And don't be like me for so long, be afraid to speak. This is going to be my year. I'm not going to fail at this. I'm going to reach my goals. If I don't, some things may take me a little longer than others, but I am pushing and I refuse to not be successful. And it is all because of you guys. And I just want to say thank you.
You're welcome. And I absolutely love the fact that you are representing a population of people who have experienced a stroke. But you didn't just experience one stroke, you experienced two. And you told me you experienced your stroke while you were fighting with the what was it?
I was on the phone because I had been taking care. My dad was an alcoholic, and we couldn't figure out. He had been sober for 25 years, and we couldn't figure out why all of a sudden he had started drinking again. He was a veteran. He had suffered from PTSD when he was in Vietnam. No, came back from Vietnam War, and so he started drinking years ago. And we couldn't figure out after 25 years why he started again. And it wasn't until the year before he passed that we found out that he had dementia. And the doctor said that he thinks that the dementia took him back. So when I was on the phone, no, we tried to get him to move here. My dad lived in Georgia. I lived here in Virginia. And it was a lot running constantly back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. We go there, we get him straight. He'd be okay. We go there, we do things for him, make sure the house is okay because he lived alone. Running back and forth until during COVID, he got to the point again where he was not going to make it. And so we got him into a nursing home. And if anybody knows anybody that has taken care of anybody during COVID or since, healthcare is not like it used to be. So the constant calling, making sure that they give him his medication, making sure that he's getting his therapies, following up. And I was on the phone talking to one of the nurses about another issue that we were having. And I got so upset. And I remember telling my mom, I said, I'm just so tired. I'm so tired. And she left to go to the store. And I was on the phone. I had called my aunt who lived in Georgia to let her know what was going on, to ask her if she could go up there and check on him. And in the midst of the phone call, it just happened so quickly. I just couldn't. The first thing is you can't. It's like almost like you can't think. And then I could feel like the numbness coming around, and then I couldn't speak or move my lips or anything. And then the left side, and my youngest daughter was here. She was living at home at the time, and I couldn't speak to call her name. She was upstairs. I couldn't call her name, so I just knocked over the lamps and stuff. And thank God she thought enough to go and grab my sleep apnea machine and bring it down and put oxygen on me while she was on the phone with 911. And the doctor said, me getting that oxygen is probably what saved my life. And so being a nurse, you think you would just really know exactly what's going on. I knew something was happening, but it still didn't click. So be mindful of your bodies. And not only that, being a caregiver or a giver, because I'm both. And I say, I was taking care of my dad, helping my mom, and I had kids at the time that were younger, grandkids. Anybody that ever needed help, I would give. Take care of yourself. Invest in yourself. If you can't take care of yourself, you're not going to be any good to anybody else. My health got to the point when my father passed, I wasn't even able to go to his funeral because I had issues with the blood clotting, and they wouldn't allow me to fly, and they wouldn't allow me to drive that far. And it's important that you take care of yourself. And so when you're talking about your mindset, not just saying the things that you're going to do, you have to actually put them to practice. And if you do that and you surround yourself with your tribe, like I've got my tribe now, I can say, that makes me feel good because I do feel good here. And I don't know everybody's name and I don't know everybody's faces, but I feel comfortable. I told my mom, I said, I've never been amongst a group of women and men that's so positive, even amongst everything that you're going through. It's still just positivity and being able to share and uplift one another. And I'm learning that is the biggest part of success is here. If you can think it, you can achieve it and you can do it. Even if it's not on the timeline that you have set for, go back and just reset it. I don't always achieve everything. I think I told you I said I was going to try to have 5 prom guys up last night. People, I think we got off the call by 6 o'clock, and I was up until after midnight. I got 2 more up, but it took me that long to do it. And I have the templates, but that's okay because I know as long as I continue to move on, continue to move and move forward, it's going to get better. It'll be easier. Just don't give up. Just don't give up. But the most important thing is to start, and to start here. Start here first.
That is exactly what it is. It starts here. It starts here, right? It starts here, right?
Yes.
How you think and how you feel about yourself can determine how you move in this space. You could have chosen to be a victim of what happened to you, but you acknowledged what happened to you, and now you're using it as a story to help other people, and you're also living by example. So you're telling people to go ahead and do the thing. If it takes you longer, no problem.
Yeah.
It takes you longer than other people, but you didn't give up on yourself. You continued to put the prompt guides out, and you actually got 4 up. When we worked on your site yesterday, you had 1.
Yes.
1. And you said you were going to try to get some up. I didn't think you were going to get 4 prompt guides up. 4 prompt guides up with. Go ahead.
After I did that first one, and we got that site up, I'm telling you, all you have to do is take the first step. That energy boost, it's almost like drinking an energy drink. You get that boost, that push, that show you that confidence, to tell you you can do this, and then you want to do it, and you're going to push yourself to do it. And I say, I set goals for myself, and I see now that I can meet goals. And that I can do these things for myself, and it's like you said, it's all in the way that you think. I have no doubt, and I tell anybody, I have no doubt that I'm gonna be successful with this. And it's because I feel it. I truly, and it's different. I've had businesses before. My husband and I were entrepreneurs for 16 years. But this is different. The AI opens up so many opportunities that there's no reason that anybody can't find something to do in this space. Just think about not even what you want to do, that you want to do something to make a change, to make your life better for yourself and your families. And get work, get into mindset training like with Misha. I think this is the best thing that I have, and I'm not just saying this. This is the best thing that I have ever done because I just feel different. I just feel different. I can't even explain it. You know, it just feels different because you're motivated and you feel confident. I feel like I got that big S Superman all over, on my shirt. Just tell me, you got this.
Because you do. You really do. And Carol, I'm going to tell you something right now. This what you're doing right now is amazing because you would stay in the background. You would stay in the background of everything.
Yeah,
And you seem so comfortable right now doing what you're doing. So I'm going to share something with you. Do you know how many people are watching you right now?
no. I don't tell them, I'm gonna get scared.
There are 118 people watching you right now
Oh, wow.
between YouTube and here live on Zoom. How do you feel?
It's not for me, it's not about the number of people. As long as I can touch somebody, and I mean that from my heart, as long as I can make a difference and share my story and it changes the life of somebody else. If you can see me doing it, just like with you all, if it wasn't for me sitting in mindset training, I probably would still be sitting, thinking about what I want, dreaming about what I wish I had or wish I could get. But I'm working towards it now. So if I can just make the difference in just one person, that makes me feel good. If it's more than that, that makes me feel great.
That's how I feel too. As long as you tap into one person, your job is done. It'll be a great experience to just blow up and become rich and have a, but at the end of the day, when you really take into account and you live from a place of gratitude, as long as what you experienced is something that happened for you and not to you because you're helping somebody else, then your job is done. Your job
Right.
is done,
And I
right?
think we think about wealth differently. We need to think about wealth just differently too, because wealth begins with the mindset. I mean, you have some people out there, you think about how many people out there that are rich and have money and look at the circumstances and the rate of suicide, and they're not happy, you know. And I'm not saying we don't want money. What I'm saying is to be able to enjoy it, you still have to have that mindset, not just to create it, but to, I don't know what am I saying, to use it to benefit you for your life. That's what I'm saying, to make the changes for your life.
Yeah, absolutely. That makes so much sense. That makes so much sense. And according to these comments, they make a lot of sense to a lot of people.
I haven't looked at the comments.
No, 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 you don't, because
Okay.
I'm gonna look at the comments and I'm gonna see if anybody has any questions in the comments, and then we're just gonna continue to have a conversation until we come to a good ending. And
Okay.
then, we're just gonna talk because I want people to hear your story, and I also want them to support you over on Etsy. So her Etsy shop,
Thank you.
Pro Heritage Studio. It is etsy.com/shop/Afro Heritage Studio. Get over there and get your prime guides. When you get your prime guides, just create art. When you create the art, offer the art. And when you offer the art, think about who you got it from. Think about the person that just told the story. right? Not only are you supporting her business, but you're supporting her message and you're supporting her. All right. So Etsy.com/shop/Afro Heritage Studio. And y'all do me a favor. When you purchase her prom guide, make sure you leave a 5-star review. All right. Make sure you do that.
Thank you.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes. So I'm going to
And
do
when, yeah, and when you use the art, use your own personal circumstances to put your spin on it.
exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
and
That
that's what I do. I use my personal. I think one of them, the chibi dolls. Let's get healthy. That's all about because I needed to get healthy. Think of ways that it's not just beneficial to other people, but you're telling your story.
Yeah, you are. That just gave me
Yeah,
chills because that is the
yeah,
answer to a lot of people's question, where do I start? And I always say start right where you are. Start with your story. And she just told
yes.
you guys that. She just told you guys that without even saying we talk about that stuff. She told you guys is that start exactly where you are.
Yeah.
And her thing is minding her body because of her experience. So that's what she put into her prom guide. So just because you purchase a prom guide from someone doesn't mean you have to use the art exactly as it is. You can go ahead and use the art to create something that resonates with you. All right. So the shop is Afro Heritage Studio. Afro Heritage Studio. All right. Afro Heritage Studio. All right. And make sure if you guys cannot purchase anything, share the link. Share the link to her store on your own in your own social media store, not social media store, social media platform, Facebook, wherever you are. Share the link. All right. That is what it's all about, sharing the link. And yes, I wanna
Yeah.
read some of these comments and get some questions. So you guys go ahead and post your questions in the chat, and I'll do my best to get to them. But I want to give you your flowers. I want you to hear what people are saying about this. All right. So let's see here. Let me get to them. Erica said, I so needed to hear this today. Donna said, love this mindset. Carol, you are an inspiration. Lakeisha said, thank you for sharing your story. Anne Marie, the lady with a voice, said, thanks for sharing your story and being an inspiration at
Yeah.
Carol Brown. She wants to make sure she takes her
Thank
finger
you.
and pointed at you so you know. Did you hear me right? Miranda, one of our biggest cheerleaders, she said, thank you for sharing such a brave and resilient story. Shani said, thanks, or yes, thank you for sharing your story. Michelle said, thanks for sharing. Judy, thank you for this word today. Ashley said, thank you so much. Very inspiring, and your shop looks great.
Thank you.
Keisha said, for someone who has never spoken, ma'am, use your voice. Bottom line. Um, Camilla, I hope I'm saying that right. Thanks for sharing. Your shop looks amazing. Good luck with everything. Anne Marie came back in with that pointing finger and she's pointing. She's like, listen, I got something else I got to tell you. Carol, you sure have touched me today. I've been in a slump since the new year, but I feel re-energized, right? TS said, you are awesome, Miss Carol. Thank you for sharing. May God continue to bless you. May God's favor shine upon your business. Monica said, I already got my prom guy picked out. Anne Marie came back with that pointy finger again and said, your guys, she wants you to make sure you getting your flowers. Anne Marie with the voice, she said, your guys look beautiful. Let's see here. Let's see. Camilla said, thanks again, Miss Carol. She got her guy. You guys,
Oh, thank you.
you got your first sale because your shop was
Yeah.
zero. Your shop was at zero, right?
Yes.
Congratulations. Paulette said, so needed this. Thank you for your transparency. I am inspired.
Yeah.
Nazetta said, congratulations. Erica just bought a guide.
Thank you.
Monica said, just completed my purchase. Paulette said, just bought a guide. Let me go with your numbers. Let me refresh my screen and see what you got going on here. You got 8 sales. You
Oh,
had zero
wow.
when you came.
Zero.
You had 0. You got 8 sales. Let's do the math on that. Let's do the math on that because I don't want to be counting your money or nothing like that. But I do want people to see, let's see, calculator. So you sell them 50% off right now. She's having a 50% off sale.
Yeah.
Grab your prom guide. She's having a 50% off sale, and she's using my template. So not only do you get those prompts in there, but I think you get 3 bots, 3 GPTs in there, right? You get mock-ups if you left it all in there. And you get keywords and a whole bunch of other stuff that's in that prompt guide to help you. All right. So let me do, where's my calculator? Where's my calculator? 8 times 7.50. Ma'am, you made $60 in less than 30 minutes.
Wow.
In less than 30
Thank you all.
minutes.
I appreciate it so much. I'm excited. Tag me and let me see the art y'all make so I can see it too. I mean, that's what excites me, you know.
Ma'am, you're at 14 sales.
Oh wow.
14, and again, I don't mean to count your money or nothing, but look at so 14 sales in less. Okay, let's do this. This is exciting. 14 times 7. You got $105 chilling on Etsy just waiting on you.
Oh man, that's
Right.
incredible. And it
So
makes you feel good to see that your work inspires other people. You know, it's just amazing when you can see and you can help somebody else, you know. And don't just sit on your talents. I'm telling you, you know, I sat down and I said I'm a perfectionist. It took me forever to just try to figure out how to do it, but once I did, you know, I realized that I really have a talent for doing things, you know, for art, for art. And just put yourself out there. Don't be afraid, is what I'm saying. You know, I was. Don't be afraid to step out, you know, and don't just try, keep going. Don't stop. Just keep going. And well, I'm just
and I ain't done yet because I ain't even read the stuff on YouTube. You got a friend on YouTube that said congratulations. So let me read those. So over on YouTube, Shay said, thank you for sharing your story. What an encouragement. Stephanie gave you an amen. Donna Overby said, thanks for sharing. Nicole said, congratulations. Latanya, I hope I'm saying that right. I'm so sorry if I'm not. Hello, everyone. What a wonderful story of encouragement, Miss Brown. Um, Kimberly Brown, you know Kimberly Brown?
yeah,
She said, my
just
friend since
yeah,
elementary school, congrats.
yes,
Love
yes.
you. Right. Shay said, this reminds me of Lisa McClendon song called You Can. All right. Veronica said, love this for her. Cheryl S. said, thanks for sharing. Very inspiring. Kathy said, congratulations. Thank you for sharing. Let's see here. Etoy, I hope I'm saying that right. She favorited your shop. So you remember those settings that we put in your shop to make sure that people get notifications for things. When people
Yeah,
favorite your shop, then
yeah.
they'll get, when you update your shop announcements, they'll get notifications.
Notifications.
That in
Okay.
mind. Nicole said, congrats, awesome story. T, I just purchased one of your prompts. Thank you. Thanks for sharing.
Thank you.
SLEGGETTRN said, great story, great prompts, just purchased one. Kizzy
Thank you.
Talk Business, thank you for this. God always shows up and shows out. God bless you and thank you for sharing your story. Stephanie said, the guys are beautiful, great inspirational words, just start. Just start.
Okay.
I think you
Yes.
need a t-shirt that says that, just so
Yeah, it just started.
the next time you go live, just start. Tony gave you a round of applause. Um, let's see here. Veronica, she bought hers. Natasha said, congratulations. ADH Snuggles said, congratulations. Lucia said, Carol, thank you for sharing. You are inspiring. May God continue to bless the work of your hands. Tiffany said, purchase. Thank you for the encouragement. I'm looking forward to using these beautiful prompts. Oh, and I also favorited your shop. That's what she said.
Oh, thank you.
The
Thank
Etsy,
you.
Latanya, I am so sorry. The Etsy shop is beautiful and I favorited her shop. Will support with a purchase next. Natasha, I favorited your shop. Sashi said, congratulations. Wendy, this just came in. I just purchased 2 of your prom guides.
Oh, wow. Thank you. Thank you. Not just to purchases, but just the comments. Y'all don't know. It really souls into me. And that's what this group, this tribe is all about. Us, just inspiring and motivating, one another. Because, and I can't say it enough. If it wasn't for your stories and, even those that were having triumphs and overcoming or just going through stuff, everything. And it just shows us that we can do stuff. We can do great stuff. We can do big stuff. We just have to do it. Don't give up on yourself, and don't sit back and not do anything. You have to tell yourself, like I said, I can't even explain it this time. Well, I know it's all here. It's here. It's because this has changed. If you change the way you think about stuff, then you change the way you do stuff. I told Misha, I told her, I said, I know that I am going to do good. I know I am going to do well. I am not giving up. I don't care how long it takes me. I am going to do this. And even I said, start at one place, gradually move up. Even if you have a plan, just set a plan. You don't have to meet every single goal that's on your plan. Take one at a time, accomplish one thing at a time. And I tell you, that's another thing that I was doing. It's just so much stuff that's available that you can do with AI. We were doing, I think I'm doing the journal videos I was watching. I did the journals. I'm looking at how to do the art. And I'm looking at, I'm like, man, there's so many different things. And I'm starting with one place right here and then starting on the next thing that I'm here. And then I had to tell myself, I said, I've got to stop. I was listening to Misha and some of the other ladies that were talking. And you have to just focus on one thing, And not only that, I think about something positive and I set an affirmation for myself every day before I start my work. I'm not talking about just the goals that I have written down. You have to tell yourself, and I am like this morning, I am capable of doing good things. You have to feed into yourself just like you feed into other people. How many people here make journals and how many people actually use them when they make them? I have a friend, she does journals. She's never used her journal. I've not made a journal, but I'm using one that I haven't put out yet because I need to see that it works. Not only that, I need it. How many people out here make planners? And if you have a planner and you're selling your planner, please let me know because I need organization. That is something I really need to work on. But I'm telling you all, it's all here. And I'm just this year, I came to this year and I said, I cannot have another year like my last 2 years. I cannot. And I cannot sit back and continue to say, I can't do something. I can't live like this anymore. And I was depressed and I just wasn't feeling good about myself anymore. And I'm like, that's not me. That's not me. And God kept me here for a reason. He wasn't finished with me yet. So that tells me my job is not done. And I always pray that I can do something. I don't want to leave this world without making my mark. And when I say make my mark, I'm not talking about monetary. I'm talking about motivating and inspiring other people. And because I believe when you do that, the money comes. The money comes. And that's why I got on with Nisha because I see that with her. And then when I got in the group, and I'm like, yes, I know I'm in the right place. And I'm listening to all of you women talk. And I just felt so uplifted. I just felt so uplifted. So even if you say you don't have the funds to start doing something yet, at least start on the mindset. At least start on the mindset. Because if you can start training your mind, you're going to start finding ways to accomplish and to get the training and stuff that you need, because you'll start telling yourself that you won't be saying, I can't afford this. You will be saying, how can I afford this? Or you won't be saying, I can't do this here. I don't know how to do this. You'll be saying, how can I learn it? You know, and it's different when you can start, when your mind starts that shift. Because like Misha said, it's here. And then when you feel it here, you just know that something great is coming, that you're about to do something different. And not just that, you just feel so inspired. You just feel so inspired. And then when you're talking about finding inspiration for work, I was sitting down this morning when I was working on one of the prompt guides, and I heard one of Fred Hammond's songs, and I can't even remember the name of the song, but he's singing this song, and it was about Jesus built a fence around me, and I'm listening to the lady sing the lyrics, and I'm writing the lyrics down, because I'm like, that's a prompt. That's a prompt. And it's inspirational. Inspiration is all around us. You know, like I said, your circumstances. You know, I talk about me and being a caregiver. Do you know how many of people out there are caregivers for their parents or adult kids that may have some type of issues, young kids, even the young kids, you know, everybody needs that, you know, everybody needs the motivation, because mental illness is real now. I mean, it's always been real, but it's more prevalent. It's more prevalent now. And even if you're not writing a journal, art tells a story. Your art tells a story. You know, I don't know if you noticed with my art, but Misha talked one day about priming the Chat GPT. I go onto Chat GPT every single day, and I do at least 3 pieces of art in the same, I call it my style. The same, because when you do that and you're priming the system, like she said, it starts to pick up. And it starts to produce in the style that you're looking for. So when you become inspired when you find these things that inspire you, you start putting that stuff in there. You're going to start getting more inspirational stuff, you know. So you just gotta do it. You just gotta do it. Don't sit back and say, you know, I wish, or I don't have time. You gotta throw. You should say no excuses. I said no excuses. No excuses. You know.
No, ma'am.
Because
go for it. Go for it.
Nothing's going to change if we don't.
That is so true. That is so true. And because you spoke up today, you had how many sales this morning, or before you got on this?
Zero.
Zero. Ma'am, you're at 36.
What?
You had 36 sales, plus you got 5-star reviews.
Oh my goodness. Thank you all. I'm glad that you all like the art. And I really, truly appreciate it. But for those who are sitting back, this is a story for you. You can do the same thing. You can do the same thing.
And somebody said, Trina, let me go back, because she said she should feel great because I know I'm not the only one she's talking to. Yep. Yep. Yep.
And that used to be me. I'm for real. If you go back and you look at the chats, if you all go back and look at some of the mindsets, I used to type. I never spoke. I used to type. I know exactly what you're saying. Oh wow, that's my story. I went through the same thing. I know there are other people in the group that have had strokes before because I remember one of the chats. I know at least two other people spoke up and talked about it.
Yep. Yep. So this is such an inspiration. And all of you guys that decide to use verses from gospel songs, you know where you got that idea from. You got that from Carol Brown. So I need for y'all to give her flowers, right? Because somebody said here, who was it? I think it was Dorielle. She said, Jesus build a fence all around me every day. That's a prompt. Prompts are just words. She gave you guys a whole lesson. Now, look, I ain't got to teach nothing. I ain't even got to talk mindset no more. I didn't have to start with the whole slideshow because she talked about mindness and she also gave us some business tips. She gave you guys a way to be able to move with your art because you're like, I don't know what to say. Go find your favorite song, find the verse and put it into Midjourney, ChatGPT, DALL-E, or whatever generator you use and create some art and see what you get. All right. So your story touched me. You are a winner. All right. So yeah, so that is what I wanted to share with everybody today. I wanted to introduce everybody to an extraordinary person who is thriving in adversity, right? So she told you guys she's degreed up the wazoo, but she experienced something that has affected her cognitive, your cognitive, I lost the word.
The thought process.
The thought process, but instead of being a victim of the thought process being different, it shifted because what you experienced. You decided to ask for help, get help, and then move with the information that you received. And ma'am, like I said, I don't mean to be counting your money or nothing, but 36 sales has you at, oh my goodness gracious, I lost my calculator. 36 sales today has you at 36 times 750. Had you at $270 in less than an hour.
Wow.
So this whole mindset matter session with you going live, with you taking, your foot off the brake and just saying, I'm just going to go ahead and
do it.
I volunteered you. You said, okay. She's going to ask that.
I said, I'm scared, but I said, I'm scared, but I told myself this year, I am stepping out of my shadow. I'm stepping out of my shadow and I'm doing things that are uncomfortable.
Yep, exactly. Yeah. That's exactly how you do it. That's the only way you can do it. You have to start from where you are. You have to tap into your mindset. You have to ask for help. You have to just take your time and do what you need to do. Don't give up on yourself. And so now what we're going to do with these prompt guides, we're going to go look at our Etsy shop, Carol. We're going to go look at our Etsy shop and we are going to see which prompt guides sold the most. And we're going to put an ad on that. We're going to put an ad on that prompt guide.
Okay.
And what I'm also going to do from this live is turn it into short form content and tag you in it. So that way you can have this as content. And this is also an example of getting in front of your product and letting people know it's there. We just, Carol and I together just showed you how to make sales, I call it the Keely experience, where you let people, you share your platform with people, and then people will support people because you're an inspiration to them. So I thank you so
much.
very much for
everybody. Thank you
for being here. I truly appreciate you guys. And you guys go check out Afro Heritage Studio. And before we get out of here, I'm going to say that one more time. Afro Heritage Studio. All right. Afro Heritage Studio is the name of her shop over on Etsy. Go ahead and purchase your prompt guides. Make sure you give her some reviews and create content. Create something using her prompt guide and then tag her in it and share your platform. Right. So before we get out of here, do you have anything you want to share?
I just want to say to everybody, first of all, thank you. You all are inspiring me. and you all are pushing me, with the not just the purchases, but even with your words to have the confidence to even go further and do more. And I just hope that I've been able to do the same thing. And let's just keep it going with the mindset, group. That's what this is all about. Uplifting one another so that we all win.
And there you have it.
Thank
You know,
you,
thank
Misha.
You're welcome. Thank you guys so
Thank
very
you for
much
the
for watching.
push.
And if you guys have any questions over on YouTube while the video is still up, ask your questions and I'll do my best to answer them. But until later, I will talk with you guys on YouTube later on. Those of you that are on Zoom, don't close out because we have to talk to Carol about what she did. So